you had to borrow $1,000 because he didn't pay you $1,400. But if you get your $1,400, that gives you the $1,000 back. So what you're really asking for is a double recovery.
Not even.
Think about it. I'm going to open this up to my colleagues.
Mr. Vieira, I still have a question about the records that you keep. He worked there 4 weeks, correct?
Yes.
You're a business, right? And as a business, you have to have an accountant do your taxes?
That is correct.
Don't you want to show your accountant every expense that you actually outlaid so that it won't be included as income in your business?
You're absolutely right about that.
And that's why you kept the records of the payments you made the first week and the second week. But somehow, mysteriously, you never made a record of the third week, right?
That is correct.
The cash you claim you gave him. And
Right.
let's get to the fourth week now. You said, on February 19th, I paid him $700 by check, which he did not cash. Mr. O'Connor, did your employer ever give you a check that you just decided you didn't want to cash?
Well, I'd love to cash the check. However, I tried to deposit the check. The bank teller tells me, hey, this is no good. You got to go back to the source of the check because there's no money in the account.
You had a
Until the
text message
25th.
exchange with him about this very issue, which I would like to play, if we can, on the screen, where he says, I understand that you're going through a tough time, right? He was referring to the fact that the business wasn't doing well. But understand that what you're doing is illegal in New York. Please make all arrangements to get my 2 weeks to me by Wednesday. I did 44 hours the last week.
Correct.
And your answer was, really? Go f yourself.
Yes.
Okay, why did you tell him to go f himself when he was trying to get the money that you owed him?
Because if he wants to go by the hourly wage...
No, I want to know why you told him to go f himself when he tried to get him money
Because
that you owed him.
he lied multiple times. I was so busy with school, working another full-time job, just to maintain that the business was above waters. In addition to that, he got $200. I never gave him the $200, and this is why I was the only one that was authorized to do payroll. So when my money went missing, which is the $200 from the register, it comes out he gave the exact date as to what my assumption was.
Sounds like he's been completely truthful. It sounds like you're the problem with the credibility here.
But the way he harassed me was just to the point that I was already annoyed, and it was obnoxious of him to go ahead and say, I did 44 hours, not knowing that I had access to the timesheets.
You don't say, go f yourself, you didn't work 44 hours. You say, you just did nothing for 2 weeks. Nothing. I see you on the phone. Prior to the last conversation, you continue to do nothing. That's what you're pissed about. Not that he said he worked 44 hours. You don't believe he was working hard enough. It's very clear throughout. You think he's lazy on the job, which is why he gets fired, but it's not why he doesn't get paid. Because what you go on to say is, I gave you a check as a courtesy. I will text you next week so you can deposit your final week. You knew that check hadn't gone through because you post-dated it, right?
That is correct.
Okay. And when he told you a couple of days prior the check still doesn't go through, you said, I'm sorry. These are different texts. These are the ones you provided us with. He texts you and he says, good afternoon, Hector. The check is still not able to go through. Still not able to go through. I'm in need of funds. And you say, I'll be at the restaurant later. I haven't seen what is on the register. My apologies. I mean, you acknowledge at least he didn't cash that last check, right?
Well, I don't have the statement to see what was cashed or what was not because...
Well, that's your problem.
The business closed on March 3rd after we had him as a chef for the past month of complaints and terrible feedback from all the customers talking about how he was messing up the plates.
By the way, if you're blaming the closing of your restaurant on him, that's the reason your restaurant failed, because you're not taking responsibility.
Oh, you're absolutely right about that, but...
All right, thank you. We're good. The parties are excused while we deliberate in this matter. Thank you both.
Well, I think we're probably, I'm going to guess, because I know you two, and we're going to be all in agreement here, that he stiffed him on 2 weeks of employment. I agree with you that he doesn't get to double dip here and get the extra payment, but I think he has proven his case that he's entitled to $1,476, and I think business was going badly for him, and he didn't like the plaintiff, and he decided, I'm going to get rid of this guy, and I don't have to pay him for this final 2 weeks.
Yeah, and honestly, the list of things that he said he didn't do were crazy. It had nothing to do with the actual cooking. Yeah. It was like, you didn't cover this, and you didn't clean out that, and ridiculous. At the end of the day, he worked those hours. He needs to be paid.
Right. His remedy for being a poor employee was that he got fired.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. So do we have a verdict?
We do.